Hello, children. Today we're going to talk about one of the most difficult events in the Torah, the story of Korah and the great rebellion against Moshe. Korah was the cousin of Moshe and Aaron the high priest. He was from the tribe of Levi and was a very important man, but despite his greatness, the urge of jealousy burned within him. Korah looked at Aaron, Moshe's brother, and saw that he was chosen to be the high priest. This made him very angry. Why Aaron? Korah thought. I'm also from the tribe of Levi. I'm worthy too. Why did Moshe choose his own brother? The jealousy started to grow and intensify in Korah's heart until he decided to do something terrible, to rebel against Moshe. Korah gathered around him a large group of 250 very important people. They were leaders of the Sanhedrin, people of high status. Dathan and Abiram also joined. This is a huge rebellion. Korah and his followers came to Moshe and Aaron and said very harsh things to them. Enough of this. All of the Jewish people are holy, not just you. Why do you think you're more important than all of us? When Moshe heard these harsh words, he didn't get angry or shout, but instead fell on his face. He lay down on the ground out of sorrow and pain that they suspected him of acting for the sake of honor and power. Afterwards, Moshe got up and said to Korah and his assembly, tomorrow, each of you will take a fire pan, which is a special vessel, put incense in it, and offer it before God. Whoever's offering God accepts, he is the chosen one. The next day, all 250 men brought fire pans with incense. Korah and his assembly stood in front of the tent of meeting, confident that God would choose them. But suddenly, God himself appeared and said to Moshe and Aaron, "Step away from this assembly so I can destroy them in an instant." Moshe and Aaron prayed, "Master of the universe, how can you punish everyone for the sin of a few?" God said, "Tell the congregation to move away from the dwelling of Korah." Moshe went to Dathan and Abiram and warned all the people, "Stay away from these wicked men." And then, something happened that had never happened before. The earth opened its mouth like a giant mouth and swallowed Korah, Dathan, Abiram, and all their families and possessions. Fire came down from the heavens and consumed all 250 men who had offered incense. How terrible! But this is the result of conflict. By the way, I'll tell you that there is a place where the greatest Torah sages could hear Korah and his followers crying out from the earth, "Moshe is true and his Torah is true." The next day, instead of learning their lesson, the Jewish people complained to Moshe and Aaron and said to them, "It's because of you that these people died. It's your fault." Then God sent a terrible plague upon the people. People began to die one after another. Moshe immediately understood what was happening and said to Aaron, "Take the fire pan and put fire from the altar on. Put incense on it and bring it to the congregation to atone for them." Aaron took the fire pan with the incense and ran into the midst of the people. He stood between the dead and the living, right at the spot between those who had already died and those who were still alive, and stopped the plague. The number of people who died in the plague was 14,700, not including those who died because of Korah's incident. After everything that happened, God wanted to prove to the Jewish people that Aaron was truly the one chosen for the priesthood. God commanded that each leader from every tribe place a staff in the tent of meeting. The next day, when they went to check, Aaron's staff had produced flowers and almonds. A dry staff had turned into a living, blossoming branch. This was the clear sign that God had chosen Aaron and his descendants for the priesthood. After God proved his choice of Aaron through the blossoming staff, Moshe took all the staffs from before God and showed them to the Jewish people. Each person took his own staff. Aaron's staff, which had blossomed and produced almonds, was kept as a memorial, as a testimony to the Jewish people to put an end to their complaints. Regarding the priesthood, the Jews who were shaken by the miracles feared that they would die if they approached the tabernacle. God commanded Aaron and the priests to guard the tabernacle and its holiness. Only the priests and the Levites were permitted to approach the service of the tabernacle, and any outsider who came near would die. In addition, God detailed the gifts given to the priests. The priests would receive portions of the sacrifices, offerings, first fruits, redemption of the firstborn son and firstborn animal, and the firstborn of a pure animal. the Levites would receive a tithe from the Israelites, and from their tithe, they would set aside a portion for the priests. The order of service was established to maintain order and holiness among the Jewish people. Did the Jewish people learn their lesson, and did peace and order return? We'll tell you in the next episode.